In the shadowy corners of Bavaria, Germany, an unspeakable horror unfolded in March of 1922 at a secluded farmstead that was so remote it evaded many maps. The household comprised 6 individuals: Andreas Gruber, aged 63, his wife Kazilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and her 2 young children, Kazilia, 7, and Joseph, just 2. The newest member was Maria Baumgartner, the maid who had just begun her first day at work. The previous maid had departed mysteriously months prior, claiming the farm felt unsettling, haunted perhaps by whispers and footsteps echoing in the attic during the night. In the days leading up to the tragedy, Andreas noticed peculiar things. Footprints appeared in the snow, leading from the forest to his home, but there were no tracks leading back. A strange newspaper turned up on his property, and an unfamiliar set of keys lay abandoned. Alarmed, he shared his concerns with neighbors, but refrained from notifying the authorities. As the evening of March 31st unfolded, the Gruber family followed their usual routine, sharing dinner and tucking the children into bed. The tranquility was deceptive. By the next morning, an unimaginable horror had occurred. Each member of the family lay dead, a gruesome end met in the silent dark of the Bavarian night. Neighbors, sensing something amiss when the farm fell still, ventured over to investigate, only to stumble upon one of the most disturbing crime scenes in European criminal history. The adults and the older child were lured one by one to the barn, where they fell victim to a gruesome execution by pickaxe. Little Joseph and young Maria met their demise in the house itself. Yet, the horror didn't end with the murders. Upon closer examination, investigators discovered evidence that would haunt them for generations. Remarkably, the animals had been fed, the stove had been lit, and food had been prepared and consumed. Beds had been slept in, as if life continued in the farmhouse after the murders were committed. Smoke had risen from the chimney, and neighbors, unaware of the gruesome events, assumed everything was normal. The investigation that followed was extensive. Over 100 suspects were considered and interrogated. Although forensic methods of the time were primitive, investigators pursued leads, collecting hair samples that ultimately matched no one from the household. Suspects included a former farmhand, a man believed to be the father of Victoria's youngest child, and a traveling laborer who had briefly frequented the area. Yet, despite intense scrutiny, nothing conclusive emerged. No one was charged or brought to justice. The Grim Reaper's residence met its fate in a demolition, leaving the case files to drift through Germany's various jurisdictions as political tides turned and World War II disrupted record-keeping. Years slipped by until 2007, when German investigators sought to breathe new life into the cold case, applying modern forensic techniques to the hair samples. A new genetic profile emerged, leading to a list of potential descendants from the original suspects. But the case remains officially unsolved, a chilling testament to its enduring mystery. The unsettling legacy of the Hinterkaifeck murders does not rest merely in their brutality, but resonates with an intimate horror. The perpetrator knew the farm and its inhabitants intimately, understanding their routine, their fears. This knowledge allowed them to lurk within the very walls of the home, perhaps hiding in the attic, taking advantage of the family's trust. And after committing such horrific acts, murdering 6 individuals, including a child and a newcomer, this shadowy figure did not flee. Instead, they remained, cooking meals, sleeping in the beds, and attending to the livestock, before vanishing into the forest, leaving no trace behind. 100 years have passed since that fateful night, and they remain elusive, forever haunting the landscape and the hearts of those who seek answers.